into holes, you have to go through passages, and when you're doing that, it's hard to tell how deep you're actually going when you're climbing through fucking holes. To this day, people are still discovering entrances to the catacombs in the weirdest parts of Paris, the city of love. Some people genuinely believe that the entrance to hell can be found if you go far enough in the tunnels.
Which I wouldn't say otherwise, honestly.
I mean, that's the thing. We'll never know, because nobody's been in there far enough and explored the whole thing.
Right.
Maybe it is. Maybe you go far enough and there's a fucking Burberry store.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder why there hasn't been, like, a university study.
There probably is. There's, cryptozoology and all that shebang.
There's, like, a whole, like, research society around the catacombs. Another thing that people capture when they go into the catacombs, lots of orbs. Not a huge surprise. I mean, if you're in a haunted area, orbs are going to happen.
Right, and also older areas, especially if you're a skeptic, then you'll immediately be like, well, it's dust. It's just particulates that are floating.
Mm. Another thing to take into consideration, though, and being a photographer, you have to consider airflow. Mm-hmm. Because if something moves in one direction and then stops and moves in the other direction, it's probably not dust. There's not a lot of airflow down there. There's not like a whole vent system. I saved the best for last. In the 1940s, there was a woman who was meeting her fiancé for a date. And she had gotten into an elevator and had been taking it down to the first floor of the building. The elevator apparently broke, went past the first floor, broke through a tunnel, and went past the basement of the building and wound up in the catacombs. A lot of people believe that there are not only non-human entities, but like actual beasts inside of the catacombs. And a lot of people believe that the gargoyles that are on top of Notre Dame are based off of the beasts in the catacombs. She comes to, and what she sees when she comes to are not one, but multiple beasts coming at her. They rip open the elevator. They grab her. They drag her through the tunnels. So she's taken by what she describes as being monsters who are wolf-like, with sharp teeth and fur.
Wow.
Teeth. She's kept down there for multiple days in the dark, and she is raped over and over again by something that she can't see. So she claws her way out to an exit after they leave her alone long enough for her to get away. Once she escapes, the first thing she does is she goes to the police. She files a formal police report, so it's all on record. And she tells them that she doesn't know what to say other than they were wolf-like creatures. They weren't human. They had their way with her. They tortured her for days. And the only reason that she's telling the police is because people need to know and she wants to warn them because they're there. Ugh. No, I don't want to come to your party. Another story that I did read about, I didn't write it in my notes. There was apparently an order of monks who their cellar went down into the catacombs, and they had made their own special kind of like liqueur. There was a guy that went down into the catacombs through a separate entrance so that he could go and steal some of the booze from the monks, but he never emerged back from it. The story at the time was that he didn't get lost, but that he got taken. That's the Paris Catacombs. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a real fun time researching it.
Because I did true crime this week, I'm the one that's going to do the cheers. Because you need to bring some levity into something that's horrible. Cheers to the beers and the legs behind our ears. Cheers!
Oh. If you're having a good time with us and you're liking the podcast and you want to interact with us, then check us out on Twitter and Snapchat. Both of those things are Shots in the Dark P. And definitely leave us a nice review because it helps other listeners find us.
You can also find us on Facebook. We have a page and a group. Both are Shots in the Dark. Instagram, you can find us at Shots in the Dark Podcast. And then email shotsindthedarkpodcast@gmail.com.
from me and Whitney here at Shots in the Dark.
These people.
We hope we've left you shaken.
Not stirred.
Bye.
Bye.